Good evening, and welcome to the Pocono Mountain East High School 2020 graduation ceremony. This evening's graduation is a milestone that will always be remembered long after the event itself is over. It is tradition of the ceremony in part that makes this occasion so special. In order to maintain the dignity of this honored tradition, the class of 2020 respectfully requests that all guests observe proper decorum during the ceremony. All students, parents, and guests must remain inside of the vehicle during the ceremony. There will be no horn honking or yelling during speeches, student performances, or name reading. Vehicles should tune their radios to 87.9 FM to listen to the graduation ceremony. Finally, all guests are reminded that smoking or the use of tobacco products and alcohol is prohibited during this ceremony. Thank you for your anticipated cooperation, and congratulations to your family and friends on this very special occasion.
Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, in days gone by, it was the tradition to begin and end the school day with the ringing of the school bell. We continue that tradition this evening as we mark the start of our ceremony by ringing our school bell 10 times, signifying the graduating class of 2020. Thank you. Please remain in your vehicle and remove your hats as Student Government President Dylan Hannig leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance. The pledge will be followed by the National Anthem and Pocono Mountain Alma Mater performed by members of our senior chorus.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose cross stripes and bright stars through the perilous skies o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming and the rockets and flags of bursting in gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? To Pocono Mountain praise we sing, that thy hallowed halls might ring. For the knowledge that will guide our lives, we look to thee. On mountain top poised in majesty, nature enfolds the school that in our hearts will always be Pocono.
Ladies and gentlemen, the salutatory address this evening is presented by Mr. Dean Nyberg.
Good evening, Board of Directors, Administration, teachers, family, friends, and the class of 2020. I would like to begin this evening by congratulating the senior class for surviving what is undeniably the most eventful roller coaster ride of a year that we have ever completed at Pocono Mountain East High School. As I sat in quarantine, socially isolated for the 5th consecutive week, I pondered how to approach the speech that I'm reading to you right now. I found myself asking, how can I summarize 12 years of schooling into a 3-page speech? A couple of sleepless nights and some best salutatorian speech ever YouTube videos later, and I was just as perplexed as when I began. After many hours of deliberation, I concluded that I could not emulate my speech after those delivered in the past, for they were made when circumstances were otherwise normal. Made at the conclusion of their full 4th year in high school, these speeches boasted of the highlights of senior prom, a final class trip, and the happiness of anticipating an ending semester. Class of 2020, we have endured a circumstance that is anything but normal, but do not let that undermine the successes that we have accomplished for ourselves and for our school community. Our time at Pocono Mountain East High School cannot be defined by an abrupt conclusion to our senior year. Rather, we must celebrate the strides that we have all made to progress our class towards a bright and accomplished future. Do not be deceived. Our legacy does not graduate with us, for our contributions to this school run deeper than the alma mater we sing and the matrix that we uphold. We have supported our peers as they progress through their athletic and musical district competitions. We have congratulated those who have received distinguished awards in extracurricular competition. We have made the school community a more positive environment with the help of students who belong to EPIC, AVIDM, and SGA. We have enjoyed the entertainment provided by the Performing Arts Department, and we have applauded those who have become a part of the many honor societies offered at our high school. One could say that our class's successes were the result of many individualized talents, and although I cannot deny that our class is among the most talented to ever set foot in our high school, I would argue that an overwhelming sense of pride, both literally and figuratively that is, was the force that pushed our class to go beyond the ordinary. Now, I'm sure many of us recognize pride as having a negative connotation. After all, we learned in ELA that it is often the major downfall of most tragic heroes. But in this context, pride is the foundation upon which we have built our high school narrative. It is the glue that provides a rigid structure to keep our senior class intact. Without this underlying sense of pride, our class would have lacked a bond of unity that we all relied on to support us throughout our high school endeavors. I'm sure that now, more than ever, it is difficult to feel an overwhelming sense of togetherness among our senior class. We began our schooling careers separated by 3 elementary schools: Pocono Elementary Center, Swiftwater Elementary Center, and Barrett Elementary Center. We were forced into camaraderie in 6th grade when we set foot in the reopened intermediate school. After 6 years of meeting new people, finding our closest friends, and thriving in a community of learners, we ended our schooling careers just as we began them, separated. Some of us may have been upset and frustrated, faced with the reality that we were not going to be able to give a proper goodbye to the people that starred as characters in our unique high school stories was something that was hard to accept. Today, as we flip the page to a new chapter in our lives, I want to remind everyone that the most important characters of any story are present throughout all of its chapters. Just because we are leaving one part of our lives behind does not mean that we leave the people and ideas along with it. During our time in high school, our standardized dress code was a physical representation of the unity we possessed as one student body. Today, we trade one symbol for another. From this moment onward, our diploma will be the one physical piece of our past that we all share. Although physically divided, we have and will maintain the strong connection that identifies our class as one collective unit, the class of 2020. I would like to offer the graduating class a quote from a poem written by Dylan Thomas. "Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light." This quote is applicable to any challenges of adversity we may face during our lives. Seniors, we have found a comfort in familiarity. We have grown accustomed to seeing the same people every day and transitioning between the same daily classes. But it is time to stray from this monotonous path. Despite every curveball thrown our way in the past 12 years, we have not gone down without a fight. We are still standing. Such ideology should apply to our future lives, for if we have learned anything from this recent pandemic, it is that we should live our lives to the fullest. We should take every opportunity that comes our way, unapologetically live out our dreams, and we should not go gentle into our good night. Thank you.
Members of our senior chorus prepared a performance for everyone entitled, "You Will Be Found."
could fall and no one would hear. So let that lonely feeling wash away. 'Cause baby, there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running, and I know will take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So when the sun comes streaming in, 'cause you reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. 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 It's a place where we don't have to feel alone. Every heart that you're alone. If you only say the word, from across the silence, your voice is heard. Someone will come running. Take you home. Someone will come running to take you home. When the darkness crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So when the sun comes streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. You won't look around. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. The shadow, morning is breaking. All is new. All is new. Turn out the empty, and suddenly I see that all is new. All is new. You are not alone. 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 Even when the dark crashes through, when you need someone to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun stream in, you'll reach up and you'll rise again. You won't look around. You will be found. Even when the darkness crashes through, you will be found. When the sun comes streaming in, you will be found. You will be
This year's valedictory address is presented by Mr. Deshaun Thompson.
Hello, parents, faculty, staff, administration, and school board members, fellow graduates of 2020. Today, I have been granted the opportunity to deliver a speech to you all, to relate our high school experiences, to reminisce about the past, and dream about our future. From the moment that we stepped onto the campus of this high school, we took on a challenge that no adult would ever dare repeat. Though we all had different classes, different motivations, and different goals, we all made it to the same place, right here, right now. To graduate high school is an achievement that cannot be understated. We spent thousands of hours learning hundreds of topics across dozens of classes, not to mention the amount of hours that we spent doing homework, studying, and participating in extracurriculars. Pocono Mountain East is an undeniable part of our identities. As much as we have shaped this school has shaped us. And so, today is the day marked off on our calendar to celebrate our momentous achievement. The day we waited for at the end of our 13 years of schooling is finally here. And yet, there is an elephant in the room that must be addressed. This final year of high school is not what anyone expected. We expected to see the bright smiles of our teachers as we enter class each morning. We expected to laugh and joke with our friends during lunch. We expected to ace our final exams and have a blast during senior week, tour the campus during our senior walk, and send off Pocono Mountain East with one last hoorah. At this point, however, it is clear that we did not get the year that we planned. But you know what? Despite setback after disaster after cancellation being thrown our way, we persevered. Thomas Paine once said, "The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph." What we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly. It is dearness only that gives everything its value. We, the Pocono Mountain East graduating class of 2020, made it through an international pandemic, and we're stronger for it. By being here today, we have taken adversity by the horns and managed to achieve a meaningful victory. Despite fate's best attempts to keep us apart, we're still together, in heart, in mind, and in spirit. We're still here, celebrating our amazing achievement. That, my fellow seniors, is the very definition of perseverance. Do not ever think that you are just one of a million, just a dot in the faceless crowd, nothing special in the grand scheme of things. Whether you realize it or not, each step that we take begins a ripple effect. In ways big and small, we change the world around us with our mere presence. No matter where our pathways take us after today, be it a university education, the military, the workforce, or anywhere in between, the impact that we make on those around us will be felt for years to come. The decisions that we have made day by day up until now, to pursue our education, to set new goals, to chase new dreams, and to feel new experiences, that will all continue to matter. We will continue to matter. Though it feels like our entire lives have been leading up to this very moment, we still have plenty of time left. What we do with that time is up for each and every one of us to decide. No doubt, we will overcome every challenge and leap over every pitfall that blocks us on our journey. For we already have experienced pain and hardship, and we have acquired the grit and patience necessary to achieve greatness. There is not a single doubt in my mind that, in a few years' time, our names will be in the headlines of articles, recalling our revolutionary accomplishments. And there are many people that we must thank for making those accomplishments possible. Thank you to the school administration, who have put together this ceremony to celebrate our class's achievements. Thank you, parents, for nurturing, protecting, and standing alongside us as we grow to the people that we are today. Thank you, teachers, for instilling in us the seeds of knowledge, curiosity, and determination that will bear fruit as we continue down our paths. Finally, to my fellow seniors, we have proven one undeniable truth throughout our last year of high school. To be a cardinal is to persevere. And we have shown that we are capable of that and more. As we all spread our wings and soar ahead to new horizons, we, the class of 2020, will always persevere. When the dust finally settles on this new world that we're entering, we'll be there, standing tall and proud, never to be forgotten. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Pocono Mountain School District Board of Education Awards this year are Board President, Mr. Rusty Johnson, and Board Vice President, Mr. John Coyle.
Each year, the Pocono Mountain Board President and Vice President presents the Valedictorian and Salutatorian Awards. This year, it's my distinct pleasure to present the Valedictorian Award to Deshaun Thompson. Congratulations, Deshaun.
As Vice President of the Pocono Mountain Board of Education, it is my privilege to present this year's Salutatory Award to Dean Nyberg. Congratulations, Dean.
Please turn your attention to the video screens again for a presentation of awards by our principal, Mr. Michael Jones.
Good evening and welcome to the many parents, family members, friends, board members, special guests, and educators that are able to join us this evening as we celebrate this milestone with our graduates. I'm humbled to speak in front of such a large representation of our Cardinal community and promising group of graduates. I want to start by thanking our partners and friends at Pocono Raceway and Blue Ridge Communications for making this evening possible. It is also important to express our dearest thanks to our healthcare workers that have been on the front lines during the pandemic, and all of the essential workers who have continued to help provide necessary services to our community over the past few months. I also want to recognize the members of our senior class that have committed themselves to serving in the military. We thank you all for your service. Graduates, in a short window, you will drive across the finish line, complete your ceremony, and move on with your individual pursuits of greatness. As a community of Cardinals, many of you have been together for several years. A core group of you have been together for all 12 of those years. But the opportunities for this group to be together dwindled faster than any of us anticipated. And it's for that reason that tonight is that much more significant as we come together one final time. We come together as a family to recognize this important achievement of you earning your high school diploma. During your high school career, each of you demonstrated some unique skills or talents. Some of you demonstrated a prowess in math, science, writing, the arts, athletics, or some amalgamation of several of these areas. Some of you excelled at uniting friends or leading your peers. Some were gifted at making others laugh, being empathetic, or being a source of kindness to strangers. Some of you got to this point through an innate drive to be successful, while others with the encouragement of your friends and family. And others still have achieved this moment by battling through obstacles outside of your control. However, each of you put forth effort, displayed dedication, and have demonstrated a desire to continue to grow. These traits have helped you to do well while you are at East, and they will help you continue to do well in the future. Parents, as your child crosses the finish line, be proud. Graduates, as each of you cross the finish line, be proud. But recognize this: you are now all adult members of our community, and we are all part of the global community. With this accomplishment that we recognize today comes the challenges of responding to and working with the world that exists around us. You will be asked to use your talents to make your community a brighter place. Don't shy away from difficult situations. Don't shy away from your talents. Don't shy away from your ability. I know I've shared this message with you before, but for one final time, let me state that I believe that all of you can make an impact on the world and make it a better place. Little things we do every day makes a difference. Being kind, helping others, showing empathy, being generous, smiling at strangers, holding a door for others, and treating each other with dignity and respect each have a greater impact than you ever anticipated. And each of these, in their own way, can help others get through their day, and in a chain reaction, make the world a better place. Use your strengths and challenges, use your strengths and abilities to meet all the challenges that will exist in the future. Class of 2020, undeniably, your year was one of a kind. Not the one you expected, probably not the one you wanted, but you will keep moving forward. I'm proud of you. And I know that you all have the ability to make the world a better place. You all have abilities to make a difference in the world, because you're all awesome. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Pocono Mountain Education Association Awards is PMEA Representative Mr. Dave Faniff.
Good evening. My name is Dave Faniff, and I am a fifth grade teacher at SIS and Vice President for Elementary Education of the Pocono Mountain Education Association. I have the distinct pleasure of representing the teachers of the Pocono Mountain School District at this evening's graduation ceremony. This year, our graduates were not able to do their normal visits to see all of their former teachers prior to the end of the year. On behalf of the over 800 teachers, I want you to know how proud we are of all of your accomplishments. We are excited to see you continue to grow as you find your way through adulthood. The Pocono Mountain Education Association is the professional organization of teachers in our school district. The teachers that I represent sponsor 2 scholarships at each high school for students who have met certain academic criteria and who are enrolled in a college program that will culminate in a professional teaching certificate. These students were chosen by a committee of Pocono Mountain teachers from both East and West, elementary and secondary. We read the applications for which all identifications have been removed. These scholarships are awarded on the strengths and merits of the students who applied. The first recipient wrote in her application essay, "My goal as a future educator is not only to leave a positive impression on each of my students and their learning experience, but also to make a lasting impact on their lives as lifelong learners." The second recipient wrote in her application essay, "I want to motivate students to love and appreciate an art form that comes easy with feeling and later more developed as a skill for learning. It gives me great pleasure to present a $2,000 PMEA scholarship to Gabrielle Bullis and a $1,500 PMEA scholarship to Abigail Ortega. Gabrielle will be pursuing a teaching certificate in elementary education at Sussex Community College. Abigail will be pursuing a teaching certificate in music education at Moravian College. Congratulations.
Please turn your attention again to the video screens for a presentation of the Donald Kramer Awards by Mr. Jones.
Each year, Pocono Mountain East High School awards the Donald Kramer Memorial Award to 2 senior students who best exemplify those qualities and characteristics which Donald Kramer expressed as a way of life. The integrity to deal truthfully with all people, the humility to accept success gracefully and unselfishly, the compassion to express concern for the problems of others, the sound judgment to develop a high sense of personal values, the amiability to befriend a great diversity of people, the ability and desire to participate in interscholastic athletics and to regard the success of the team above personal achievement, the high-mindedness to exhibit good sportsmanship in both victory and defeat, the sensitivity to appreciate the beauty of effective language, and the courage to defend a conviction, no matter how unpopular it may be. The first recipient of this award is Miss Sierra Stout. Congratulations, Sierra. This year's second recipient for the Donald Kramer Memorial Award is Mr. Andrew Altimos. Congratulations, Andrew.
Congratulations to Sierra Stout and Andrew Altimos for their accomplishments. We will now present the awards to our valedictorian and salutatorian of the class of 2020.
The Mattioli Scholar Award provides a scholarship for academic excellence to the class valedictorian. Pocono Mountain East High School and the Pocono Mountain School District greatly appreciate the continued support and generosity of the Mattioli family for our scholars and the scholars throughout Monroe County. The recipient of this year's award is Mr. Deshaun Thompson. Congratulations, sir. The Martha A. Montbelier Award, provided by the generosity of a long-term employee of the Pocono Mountain School District, provides a scholarship for academic excellence to the class salutatorian. Our award winner this year is Mr. Dean Nyberg. Congratulations, Dean.
This year's class farewell address is presented by Senior Class President, Mr. Matthew Matisse.
Greetings, friends, parents, teachers, administrators, and the school board. I'm honored to be speaking here today. I'm also extremely relieved to say that we, the Pocono Mountain East High School class of 2020, are finally graduating. Before I begin my speech, I would like to thank the Pocono Raceway, our senior SGA members, and the school board for making this unconventional yet welcomed graduation ceremony possible. About 4 years ago, we walked through those double doors that connect our high school to the bus lot for the first time. Of course, not before we took out our earbuds, removed all hoods or hats, and made sure our logos were completely covered as clueless 14 and 15-year-olds without the slightest inclination of what the next 4 years had in store for us. Little did we know that inside the halls of that big brick square we call Pocono Mountain East, we would grow physically, but more importantly mentally, into the men and women that we are today. But for most of us, we spent more than just these past 4 years together. We've gone to the same elementary schools, the same intermediate school, the same junior high school. We've essentially grown up together. This is the end of our chapter. We did it. So, here we are, our final time together as a class. Personally, I could not have asked for much more from this place. As easy as it is to want to leave the Pocono Mountains, to go on and explore new places, make new friends, and learn more about ourselves, the world, people, to fulfill that desire for something new, I can't honestly say that I won't miss it here. And I suspect that some of you guys may feel the same way. The things I think we'll miss most about this place are the following. Friday night lights, where we would get as loud as possible in the nest, whether it be cheering on our boys on the football team or riding the infamous, newly installed, 1 year only D-Money coaster. The lunch table, where there was the perfect equilibrium between relentless roasting of one another and the most sophisticated of debates. The school dances, which were admittedly pretty sweaty and anxious, but we found a way to enjoy ourselves. We're the Pocono Mountain East High School class of 2020. You better believe we're going to find a way to make the best of things. Most importantly, when it's all said and done and we've gone our separate ways, I know what I'll miss most is you guys. The way I see it, the relationships that we make with one another are ultimately what drive us to be the greatest version of ourselves that we could possibly be. As much as we'll miss our high school days, this is actually a humongous accomplishment that we should all be very proud of. It is now our time to go out into the world to become masters of our trade, experts in our field of study, and trailblazers of new ideas and ways of life. We've been afforded the freedom to choose a direction in which we want to steer our lives. We should take advantage of that. Whether these past 4 years have been an amazing experience or a terrible one, the next 4 and beyond are up to us. I would like to conclude my remarks this evening with a quote from the book, The Art of Racing in the Rain. And I know what you're thinking. You're right. I did not read this book. However, I did watch the movie. Nonetheless, the quote is, "A true champion can accomplish things that a normal person would think impossible." Let's go out into the world and be champions. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our final speaker this evening, I would like to introduce the Superintendent of Pocono Mountain School District, Dr. Elizabeth Robison.
President Johnson, Vice President Coyle, members of the school board, honored guests, and the class of 2020. As a commissioned officer of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I hereby recognize the Pocono Mountain East High School class of 2020 as having met the requirements for graduation on this 19th day of June 2020, as stipulated by the Pocono Mountain School Board of Directors, and therefore having earned the right to a Pocono Mountain School District diploma. It is with great pride that I present the Pocono Mountain East class of 2020 for graduation.
We will now present the diplomas to the class of 2020. Once Dr. Robison waves the green flag, our graduates' names will begin to be announced. Vehicles will be given directions to drive across the finish line of Pocono Raceway, symbolizing the completion of their high school career. Vehicles with graduates will then continue moving forward to their next location until all students turn their tassels together. She's doing the green flag. She was doing the green flag. I don't know if somebody had her.
Yeah, they got her.
All right.
Yep. You want me to spin around the track?
Brooke Ashley Abjornson. Andrew Ackerman. Alaim Al-Mujeb. Jane Zoe Alekprov. Destiny Marcella Alexander. Melinda Janet Alexander. Mark A. Ambrose. Parker John Argott. Ganeem Shaki Shabez Armstrong Wilson. Nathan A. Ashman.
Tyler J. Atori. Faith Catherine Bachman. John Sebastian Bakopoulos. Miriam Tanzila Bangura. Connor Andrew Barbush. Darren Lance Barnes. Ramatulai Berry. Evan J. Bartholomew. Brielle C. Batisto. Yadrian Abdiel Belardo Rodriguez.
Olivia R. Belka. Jaleisha A. Belmar. Harley R. Bernard. Joseph Bender. Tabitha R. Berger. Amaya S. Bernard. Carol R. Bialik. Harris A. Bilal. Travis S. Bird. Joshua C. R. Blake.
Grayson Hawk Bonifacio. Jordan Lennox Boulware. Delmon J. Bowker. Sabrina Brito. Dylan Mark Anthony Brooks. Emma Gale Brooks. Otis Brooks II. Heather Ann Browning. Zachary Allen Bryant. Gabrielle Alexandra Bullis.
Glenn L. Byfield II. Donovan J. Bird. Daniel Norbert Bazura. Maria C. Cajeras Garcia. Sherrod David Campbell Brunson, Jr. Caesar A. Cardenas, Jr. Randall E. Carr. Carla Diana Carrasco Lazema. Nelson Xavier Cartagena. Caleb Rory Casey.
Edward Gabriel Castillo. Camila Andrea Sabalos. Ilya Jonel Chancon Flores. Dylan Anthony Charles. Kamira Z. Chestnut. Patricia Chisholm. Natasha Rose Christner. Eric Douglas Coleman. Thomas Joseph Christian Coleman.
Nasir Noel Colin. Brianna Lindsay Cook. Michael Dason Costello. Lydia Jade Crompton. Iris L. Cruz. Justice R. Cruz. Adane Cuthbertson. Samuel Joseph Diambra. Deshaun Aaron Dabney. Grace A. Daly.
Mason Lightning Deaton. Jack E. DeFilippis. Lori DeJesus. Samuel Enrique DeJesus. Dante Joshua DeLillo. Rafael Miguel Del Val. Nina Pamela DeMilta. Samir Diverzovic. Priyash Desai. Caitlin Amber DeLoya. Angelina Corinne Dow.
Nicholas J. Dreher. Jacqueline Grace Dudley. Mia M. Edma. Jamari T. Edwards. Megan Dorothy Edwards. Amani N. Ellerby. Brandon M. Everett. Joseph Michael Evers. Raymond Lawrence Fawcett. Alyssa Ferret.
Isaiah Matthew Figueroa. Colby Lynn Fish. Matthew Joseph Fleming. Hannah Isabella Rose Fontanez. Owen Robert Franco. Abigail Hannah Franzo. James J. Gamble. Xander Spencer Garrett. Sasha Renee Gatman. Rosemary Bridget Gaza.
Zion E. Geralds. Abigail Brittany Gerba. Chanchel Ronnie Guy. Colby C. Goitia. Alexander Gonzalez. Benjamin David Gonzalez. Jayla J. Gonzalez. Kayla Marie Gonzalez. James P. Gordon Jr. Kayla Brianna Graham.
Goldie Lynn Graulich. Ethan Timothy Grable. Adam Christopher Grum. Madison Guello. Mason Guello. Ian Matthew Hagan. Naimika Hadea Makeda Hall. Megan Elizabeth Harsty. Michael Terry Harmon. Miles Spike Harris V.
Ryan Patrick Hawley. Thomas C. Head. Dylan Trevor Hendricks. Romario Ricardo Henry. Jack McNeil Hewlett Bullard. Shaniqua Shantae Hilleman. Nicholas Roy Hines. Terrell R. Holder. Shannon S. Hollins. Matthew Joseph Homza.
Deasia Joy Hoop. Isaiah M. Hudson. Jakai Jose Hurtado. Gino Lucas Iannelli. Ramel Iffel. Tyler John Jacoby. Peter Jakubik. Ramraj Jitlal. Kelsey Maria Jones.
Kaya Ariana Jones. Margaret Jones. Margaret Jones. Delijah Jeremiah Joseph. Kajal Kalampath. Dylan James Keene. Jada Gabrielle Colley. Victoria Kopax. Nicholas John Kramer. Kevin James Kresge Jr. Alexis H. Lamarco.
Alexis M. Lampron. Dylan Maximus Lapointe. Sophia Laquino. Shannon Mary Julia Lawler. Dominic James Lawrence. Barbara Leggio. Olivia Jane Lesesny. Kristen Ashley Lewis. Angela Lee. Noah Benjamin Lockey.
Xavier D. Lopez. Tatiana Louisier. Antonio Michael Laverty. Diego J. Lugaro. Brianna Alexis Lyons. Anthony Albert Maimone. Trevor Michael Mayton. Anya R. Mail. Nicholas Joseph Malishko. Aaliyah Zayn Monique Mann.
Anaya N. Marrero. Victor Giovanni Marrero. Ricky Leolyn Marshall. Riley Joe Martin. Magdalena M. Martinez. Kaimani Gladstone Mason. Riley Elizabeth Maston. Sonny W. Maxwell. Markel Eric Mays Jr. Tyler S. McLean.
John H. McMaster. John H. McMaster. Eric McMillan. Allison Medina. Wanalyn Mendez. Rebecca Ann Merkel. Sean C. Meyer. Debbie Kate Michelle. Aubrey Elise Miller. Brittany Elizabeth Miller. Jenna C. Minich.
Jenna Ann Mix. Daisha Monet Mobley. Jeffrey James Mogitz. Kaleem Mohammed. Shaisha Veni Montgomery. Tykel Kendall Moore. William Morales Jr. Jordan F. Mascara. Jadel Ariel Muniz. Tyler Gabriel Munoz.
Kayla Nero. John O. Neuweiler. Olivia Christine Newman. Josephine Rose O'Connor. Esperanza Vanessa Oliva. Casey D. Oltmans. Abigail A. Ortega. Joshua Ortiz. Manuel A. Ortiz.
Let's go!
Tiani N. Ortiz.
Takoa Outlaw. Christian V. Palka. Dustin Charles Palmer. Anthony Salvatore Palumbo. Brock Alexander Parody. Jessica Jamie Passmore. Samantha Lauren Passmore. Brent C. Pachaka. Kevin Raul Pena Velasquez. Jack Robert Pence.
Christian Piankowski. Lucas Pino. Kelsey D. Pook. Sandra Victoria Posa. Cody David Price. Hannah Ashley Price. Miranda Lee Quillez. Brandon Radu. Alvin Rambawan. Brianna Ramirez.
Alyssa M. Ramlochan. Brittany James Ramsauer. Emily Faith Ramsauer. Kayla Sade Ranzer. Elissa Rakovic. Connor Frank Reyes. Hunter Anthony Riker. Heidi Rivas Angeles. Samantha Marie Rivera. Tristan Rivera.
Luis M. Rocca Ruano. Juan M. Rodriguez Gilchrist. Louis Jaden Roll. Karina C. Romano. Sean Matthew Romstedt. Derek Anthony Rosa. Vital T. Rosa. Demetrius T. Ross. Isaiah Alexander Rush. Kiernan Ryan.
Santiago Salgado. Victor Elijah Salgado. Jada Marie Sanabria. David A. Sanchez III. Ricardo Javier Sanchez. Isaiah N. Santiago. Joshua L. Satisfield. Lucia Ann Scanlan. Sienna Rose Schock. Janaya Zaria Scruggs.
Hollister Sini. Aaron J. Shepard, Kylie Alexis Sharenko, Matthew V. Shermock, Dariana A. Sierra, Holly Shea Siglin, Jace J. Silverstein, Nathaniel Jacob Skokowski, Zanaya O. Smalls, Laurel Anne-Marie Smeltz,
Kyra Janan Smith, Clara Rose Solar, Joshua Wilson Spees, Benice Mame Akua Sporl, Matthew Stockdale Staples, Jacob Alexander Starner, Sebastian Bartos Starzik, Grace Carmela Steffi, Andre Amir Sterling,
Shondell Tiana Lee Octavia Sterling, Ryan Joseph Stetler, Gabriel Foster Stir, Stephen Lee Storm Jr., Ricardo Strong, Oliver Suarez, Olivia Sumniak, Sienna D. Taylor. Robert J. Taylor. Trinity E. Tello Cardona.
Kieran I. Thomas. Joseph Tabaldi. Delilah Torres. Leanna Diamond Torres. Chelsea Marie Tribal Meredith. Sebastian Frank Tylutki. Alana R. Van Grau. Sarah Eileen Van Horn. Gina Renee Vance. Ethan Gregory Vanderlinden.
Caitlin Nicole Van Winkle. Joel Jose Villanueva. Joseph Wallace. Tyasia S. Ward. Latrell R. Washington. Isaiah S. Watson. Maurice Anthony Watts, Jr. Travis Michael Weedman. Naya Catherine Werline. Samantha Paige Whitley.
Donald William Widoss. Mackenzie Wiggins. Isaiah James Wilkerson.
What's up?
Aaron Arthur Williams.
Yeah, we just gotta take the cameras down, just put the lines back there.
Nevaeh Julie Lauren Williams.
Let everything else here because we're back here tomorrow morning. So.
Dylan Thomas Witt. Jaslyn Rachel Wallers. Sandra Maria Wojciechowska. Christopher A. Woodring II. Joseph D. Wright.
Trevor T. Wynn. James Russell Yukna. Lena Zaid.
Harrison Rainsford Zeiler. Helona Zhang. Raymond J. Zhang. Sierra Marie Stout. Dylan Saunders Hanig. Dean M. Nyberg.
Deshaun Thompson. Andrew Joseph Altimos. Matthew Michael Matisse.
President Johnson, board members, and the community that is Pocono Mountain East, I present Senior Class President, Mr. Matthew Matisse.
Forget the good times with the boys in black smoking cigarettes, chasing girls who didn't know love yet. As the bonfire moon came down, I won't forget the good times. I never want to leave this sunset town, but one day the time may come and I'll take you at your word and carry on. I'll hate the goodbye, but I won't forget the good times. I won't forget the good times. Good times. I won't forget the good times. When sunset town. But one day the time may come, and I'll take you at your word and carry on. I'll hate the goodbye, but I won't forget the good times. I won't forget the good times. I won't forget the good times. I never wanna leave this sunset town. One day the time may come, and I'll take you at your word and carry on. I'll hate the goodbye, but I won't forget the good times.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway. More, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, my fill, my share of losing, and now as tears subside, I find it all